Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America 2022. We have 3 words today, this evening. Governors, governors, governors. We will find out who the next governors of the United States are. In front of you, every colored state means that that state has a gubernatorial election, that they will have either a new governor or re-elect a governor that they already have. The blue indicates that the state has a Democratic incumbent. That does not necessarily mean that they are running for re-election. And the red means that they have a Republican incumbent. The important races for 2022 are, just to name a few, Georgia, where we have Stacey Abrams versus David Perdue. In Texas, where we have incumbent Greg Abbott versus Beto O'Rourke. And then in Kansas, where we have incumbent Democrat Laura Kelly versus Derek Schmidt. And then in Arizona, we have Kari Lake versus Katie Hobbs. None of these are incumbents. Then in Nevada, we have incumbent Cieslak versus Heller. Approval ratings. President Biden is at 46%, which is a low, worse than the Obama approval rating when he left. However, the generic ballot Democrats, so this means U.S. representatives, U.S. senators, and really U.S. governors, for the Democratic Party, members of the Democratic Party, is at 52%, which is better news. And then former President Trump's approval rating, and of course this will play a part, is also at 46%, largely due to the fact that he lost Republicans after January 6th. And the generic ballot Republicans' approval rating is at 50%, lower than the Democrats. We have our first poll closings of the night at 7 p.m. in Vermont, South Carolina, and Georgia. In Vermont, Phil Scott is the projected winner with 70.8% of the vote. He has defeated David Zuckerman of the Democratic Party. This was expected after Phil Scott did announce that he was going to run for a 4th term. Vermont only implements 2-year terms. So, Phil Scott has won in the state of Vermont, and he is a Republican. That red bar at the top with the state, if it's red, it does signify a Republican has won, or if it's blue, it signifies that a Democrat has won. In Georgia, the race is too close to call. 30.1% of the vote is in, not much. We have pretty much more than triple that. And David Perdue leads. David Perdue has led. Brian Kemp is actually the incumbent governor. However, after Trump kind of bashed him and Trump endorsed David Perdue when Perdue announced his candidacy, Perdue rode to victory, and David Perdue has been challenged by Stacey Abrams, the Democrat who almost won the governorship in 2018. In the state of South Carolina, Henry McMaster he is the projected winner with 59.5%. He has defeated Joe Cunningham from the Democratic Party, of a win for the Republicans. Now we have our electoral map. Red means GOP, blue means Democrat, purple means too close to call. Virginia and New Jersey are on this map too. Virginia being red, New Jersey being blue, because these were the 2 states that did have gubernatorial elections back in 2021, where Glenn Youngkin won a surprise win in Virginia, and Phil Murphy just narrowly took out a win in New Jersey. So, this is our electoral map, and then the states that do not have gubernatorial elections this year, but do have all states that do have governors, obviously, have been characterized or have been put in the little graph. So, the Republicans currently have 10 seats, and the governors, and the Democrats have 6, and 1 is too close to call, that is the state of Georgia. Now we have our 7:30 p.m. poll closings in Ohio. Mike DeWine is the projected winner in Ohio. A huge win for him here, 62%. He has defeated Joe Cranley of the Democratic Party, another Republican win. This was expected. He is a popular governor running for re-election, and the Democrats' unpopularity has led him to victory. Now, the GOP has 11 governors, the Democrats have 6, and 1 is too close to call. Now we have our 8 p.m. poll closings in Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Illinois, Maine, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. In Maine, the race is too close to call. 50.9% of the vote is in, and Paul LePage leads. However, he is doing better in the rural areas. In the rural areas, of course, the votes are counted first. He has been challenged by Janet Mills, and Janet Mills is the incumbent Democratic governor running for re-election. Coming from the state of New Hampshire, Chris Sununu is the projected winner with 68.4% of the vote. He has defeated Donna Soucy. Sununu is a Republican who is winning in a Democratic state. He is immensely popular, one of the most popular governors in the United States. In the state of Massachusetts, Sonia Chang Diaz is the projected winner with 57.7%. He has defeated Jeff Deal. Again, this is the first win for the Democrats as of tonight. This is a state that actually has a Republican incumbent, who is immensely popular, Charlie Baker. But Baker has announced that he will not run for re-election, and that has a huge win. That's a huge advantage for the Democrats, and they were easily able to carry the state. In Connecticut, the race is too close to call. 45.5% of the vote is in, and Bob Stefanowski leads. He is challenged by Ned Lamont from the Democratic Party. Now, Ned Lamont is the incumbent governor, and back in 2018, we had a gubernatorial election here, and it was this exact same matchup. It was Ned Lamont versus Bob Stefanowski, and Bob Stefanowski appeared to have the win. However, when all the votes in the cities were counted, Ned Lamont narrowly won. So, even though Bob Stefanowski leads, that does not necessarily mean that he has won. The more rural areas are being counted first. Coming from the state of Rhode Island, Dan McKee is the projected winner with 53.2%. He has defeated Robert Flanders. This is a safe Democratic state. In Maryland, Peter Franchot is the projected winner with 51.2%. He has defeated Kelly Schulz. Now, this is another state that is a solid Democratic state, but does have a Republican governor. That Republican governor is Larry Hogan, who is very popular again. However, he is term limited. He cannot run again. So Peter Franchot has won in Maryland. Another win for the Democrats. In Florida, for the first time in I don't know how long, Florida's not too close to call. Florida, we can now project, will go to Ron DeSantis. He's not one of the most popular governors in America. However, he is pretty popular for a swing state. He's the most popular governor in any swing state. Ron DeSantis is the projected winner here. 57.7% of the vote. He has increased from 2018 when he won less than 50% of the vote, is in the 49% range. He has defeated Charlie Crist of the Democratic Party. This is a big win for the Republicans. Then in Alabama, Kay Ivey is the projected winner with 62.3%. One of the most popular governors here. She has defeated Sue Bell Cobb of the Democratic Party. And in Tennessee, Bill Lee is the projected winner, 61.2% of the vote he has gained. He has defeated Carl Dean of the Democratic Party. And in Illinois, it's too close to call. This is really where you see how the Democrats' unpopularity is hurting, governors here. Too close to call. 45.9% of the vote is in, and J.B. Pritzker is leading. He has been challenged by Adam Kinzinger. Now, Pritzker is the incumbent governor. However, he is pretty unpopular, and Adam Kinzinger is an anti-Trump Republican, which has brought some independents and Democratic moderates to his side. And in Tennessee, Kevin Stitt is the projected winner. He has won re-election. He has announced that he was running for re-election, and at that time the race was pretty much over. He has won 58.5% of the vote. He has defeated Joy Hoffmeister. Now we have our new electoral map. The red, of course, red signals blah blah blah, and purple's too close to call blah blah blah. Now the Republicans have 16 seats in the governor's map. The Democrats have 11, and 3 are too close to call. Those 3 are Georgia, Connecticut, and Maine. Now we have our 8:30 p.m. poll closings in Arkansas. In Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the projected winner with 63.3%. She has defeated Anthony Bland. This was very much expected. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the daughter of former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, who was very popular. He ran for president several times, and this was an expected win. Now the Republicans have 17 seats, Democrats 11. 3 are too close to call. Now we have our 9 p.m. poll closings in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and New York. In New York, Kathy Hochul is the projected winner with 56.8%. Sorry about that. She has defeated Lee Zeldin of the Republican Party. She became governor after the resignation of the unpopular Andrew Cuomo. However, she has proved to be popular in a heavily Democratic state. In Michigan, the race is too close to call. 51.9% of the vote is in, and Gretchen Whitmer leads. This is the incumbent running for re-election. She's pretty popular, challenged by John James. However, Gretchen Whitmer does have the upper hand in this race. Now in Wisconsin, the race is too close to call. 39.2% of the vote is in, and Sean Duffy leads. He is challenged by Tony Evers of the Democratic Party. Now, Sean Duffy did resign from the U.S. House of Representatives to care for his 9 children. However, he has changed his mind now. He is returning back to politics with his family's consent, and Sean Duffy is running for the governor of Wisconsin. In Minnesota, Tim Walz is the projected winner. He has won re-election, 49.1%, in a very, very close race. He has defeated Paul Gazelka. Then in South Dakota, Kristi Noem is the projected winner with 56.7%. She has defeated Billy Sutton of the Democratic Party. She has increased her win from 2018. In Nebraska, Charles Herbster is the projected winner with 59.0%. He has defeated Carl Blood. Just a year earlier, Charles Herbster was a farmer and no one knew who he was. And then he announced his run for governor, and then Donald Trump endorsed him. And this was huge. It voted him to the nomination, and it voted him to victory in a heavily Republican state, 59.0%. And in Kansas, the race is too close to call. 57.9% of the vote is in, and Laura Kelly leads. She is challenged by Derek Schmidt of the Republican Party. Now, this is a safe Republican state, right? And Laura Kelly is a Democratic governor, so this is a challenge. However, she has many Republicans on her side. She is a very popular governor, even though she is a Democrat. And in Texas, the race is too close to call. 45.6% of the vote is in, and this was expected. Incumbent Greg Abbott leads, and he is challenged by the very popular Beto O'Rourke of the Democratic Party. So, sorry, that says Republican Party, but it should say Democratic Party. Then in Wyoming, Mark Gordon is the projected winner with 76.9%. He has defeated Chris Rothfuss of the Democratic Party. This is expected to be the biggest win for any Republican, for anyone of any party in this on this 2022 election night, and he has won big, almost 77% of the vote. And in Colorado, Jared Polis is the projected winner with 50.3%. He has defeated Haile Ganahl. He is a pretty popular governor, but of course the Democrats' unpopularity is hurting him. And now we have a key race alert. In Illinois, which was too close to call just a moment earlier, we'll go to J.B. Pritzker. He is the projected winner here with a very narrow win, 49.8%. He has defeated Adam Kinzinger of the Republican Party. And in New Mexico, Michelle Lujan Grisham is the projected winner with 52.4%. She has defeated Gregory Zanetti of the Republican Party. She is a governor who's running for re-election, and she has won. And in Arizona, the race is too close to call. 49.9% of the vote is in. And news anchor Kari Lake leads. Now, Kari Lake was endorsed by former President Trump, so that kind of brought her to victory in the Republican Party, but it is a very close race. She is challenged by Katie Hobbs of the Democratic Party. And we have another key race alert in the state of Connecticut. Ned Lamont is the projected winner, very narrow win, 50.8%. He has defeated Bob Stefanowski of the Republican Party. Now, the Republicans have 20 seats to the Democrats' 15 seats, and 7 seats are too close to call. Oops, sorry about that. Now we have our 10 p.m. poll closings in Iowa and Nevada. In Iowa, Kim Reynolds is the projected winner, 76.9%, a huge win. She has defeated Ray Smith of the Democratic Party. In Nevada, too close to call, 42.0% of the vote is in, and Joe Lombardo, sheriff of Las Vegas, is taking the lead here. He is challenged by incumbent Steve Sisolak of the Democratic Party, who is pretty popular. Now, the Republicans have 21 seats, the Democrats 15, and 8 are too close to call. Now we have our 11 p.m. poll closings in Oregon, Idaho, California, Hawaii, and Pennsylvania. There was a malfunction in the voting system in Pennsylvania, and they had to delay the time that the polls closed because so many people didn't get to vote because of this malfunction. It was not reading votes, so they had to move back the poll closing. So now, polls in Pennsylvania are closing. In California, Gavin Newsom, projected winner here, 57.8%. He has defeated John Cox of the GOP and Larry Elder, who's running as an independent candidate. Remember, back in 2021, Gavin Newsom survived a recall election. He won by wide margins. This was expected for him to win re-election when he announced his candidacy. In Pennsylvania, the race is too close to call. 21.7% of the vote is in, not much because of this malfunction. We can't really tell anything from this, and Lou Barletta leads. He is challenged by Josh Shapiro of the Democratic Party. This is a state that had a Democratic governor, but due to term limits, is not running again. Josh Shapiro easily won the Democratic nomination, but Lou Barletta won the Republican nomination a bit tougher. And in Oregon, Tina Kotek is the projected winner with 57.9%. This is the Speaker of the Oregon House, and she has defeated Bud Pierce of the Republican Party. And in Hawaii, Josh Green is the projected winner with 60.1%, a huge Democratic state. He has defeated Marissa Kearns. And in Idaho, Janice McGeachin is the projected winner, 64.0%. She has defeated Lauren McLean. This was a Trump-endorsed candidate. And now the Republicans have 22 seats to the Democrats' 18, and 9 are too close to call. Now we have our 1 a.m. poll closing, in Alaska. In Alaska, Mike Dunleavy is the projected winner, and he has won re-election with 64%. He has defeated Mark Bigish. Now we have a key race alert in Maine. Janet Mills is the projected winner with exactly 50% of the vote. She has defeated Paul LePage of the Republican Party. We have another key race alert in Michigan. Gretchen Whitmer is the projected winner, 51.8%. She has won. She has defeated John James. This is a huge win for the Democrats, a very necessary win. Now the GOP has 23 seats to the Democrats' 20, and 7 are too close to call. Now we have another key race alert. In Nevada, Steve Sisolak is the projected winner. He has won re-election with 49.7%. His opponent, Joe Lombardo, has won 49.5%, an extremely close race. We have another key race alert. A big win for the Republicans. In the state of Texas, Greg Abbott, sorry it doesn't say his name there, but it is Greg Abbott, is the projected winner here. He has 53.2%. He has defeated Beto O'Rourke, a huge blow to the Beto campaign. And now we have another key race alert. In Georgia, David Perdue is the projected winner, beating Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams was thought to win. However, Perdue has put out a victory with 49.2%. Abrams won 49.1%. Extremely, extremely close race. However, Biden's unpopularity is hurting her very, very badly. This is the biggest win for the Republicans on this night. And now we have another key race alert. In Kansas, Laura Kelly, a huge win for the Democrats. She has won re-election, the popular governor. She has won 50.5% of the vote. She has defeated Derek Schmidt of the Republican Party. We have another key race alert. Kari Lake in Arizona is the projected winner with 49.7%. She has defeated Katie Hobbs. Again, a huge, huge win for the Republicans. This was a hotly contested race. And in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro is the projected winner. He was very popular among the Democratic Party. He was able to turn out Democrats, and that ultimately brought him to victory. He has defeated Lou Barletta of the Republican Party. And now we have our final key race alert. In Wisconsin, Sean Duffy is the projected winner. Sean Duffy is a very popular man. He has 50.8% of the vote. He has defeated Tony Evers of the Democratic Party. So, the night has ended, and the GOP has 27 new seats, and the Democrats have 23 seats. None are too close to call. The Republicans have taken the majority of the governors of the United States. They have 2 more governors than 50%, right? So, the GOP is now control of the Alaska, Arizona, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Iowa, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Virginia, Ohio, Vermont, and New Hampshire governor seats, while the Democrats are in charge of California, Nevada, Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, Hawaii, Kansas, Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Maine, and of course the rest of the seats that did not have elections tonight. Obviously they're controlled by parties as well. So the Republicans have taken the majority. A big win tonight for the Republicans. However, they were expected to win big. They were expected to win in Kansas and states like Nevada. These were, and along with the state of Pennsylvania and Maine, those two states, they were leading in polls. However, the Democrats have turned out to do better than expected in this election. So, this is the end of Election Night 2022.